Yo.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a great day, morning, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you are.
How do you pronounce her last name?
McKinney.
So Kaylee McKinney,
Yeah.
she said these Biden revelations are explosive. So she's been covering a lot of that Biden stuff with the, total shock demeanor of what's going on. It's clear now that someone is lying. I've been clear.
DOJ again today, they claim that Weiss had full authority, but we have questions. Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton joins me now. Senator Cotton, this is explosive. Joe Biden's in the room. What does Congress do with this information?
Oh,
Well, Kaylee, it's getting to the point where it's hard to be shocked by any corruption allegations against the Biden family.
That's
But
all
these
running
revelations
together.
today truly are shocking. That you had the highest reaches of the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the IRS meddling in these career prosecutors and investigators' work, refusing to allow them to bring charges where charges were appropriate so the statute of limitation would run out, refusing to allow them to execute search warrants where they suspected evidence of crime. This text message of Hunter Biden saying that he was sitting with his father trying to get money from a Chinese communist official and that there would be severe consequences for those officials.
How do you refuse?
What?
How do you refuse to let someone press
What?
charges against a crime? How does this happen? Any other person in the court of law, whatever charges are being brought against, you think the prosecution gonna say, "Oh no, you can't. No, we refuse. You can't. You're not gonna be able to do that." Come on, this is. Oh my gosh, y'all, this just can blow me away.
Officials. If not, these are all shocking revelations. I hope that the House will be able to call in all of the supervisors who were involved in these decisions and have them explain it for themselves. Obviously, there's been nothing from Merrick Garland because Merrick Garland is running the most politicized Department of Justice in modern times. But we got to demand answers as well from Merrick Garland and Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI, and Janet Yellen as Secretary of the Treasury, who oversees the IRS.
We have to. Senator Cotton, at this point, if you don't believe Joe Biden lied, he said, I knew nothing about Hunter's business deal. If you believe that, as George Strait would say, I have an oceanfront property to sell you in Arizona. Who could possibly believe at this point when the evidence is in front of your very eyes that Joe Biden did not tell a lie to the American people over and over again?
Purely lied, kept lying, still lying.
Well, we have it right in front of our eyes
Boldface.
today, that text message from Hunter Biden saying he was sitting with his father and threatening someone about what his father and his father's friends would do if the guy didn't fork over the money. But common sense has always said that, Kaylee. Joe Biden took Hunter Biden gallivanting around the world on Air Force Two for 13-hour trips. Now he's doing on an Air Force One. Does anyone really believe that Joe Biden and Hunter Biden were not discussing what Hunter Biden was up to? Why is he going to China? Who's he meeting with? How's he coming back with all this money? Where's the source of all the money?
And he wouldn't have these, or would he? Would he have these connections if it wasn't for his dad?
No.
Would he have
He
these
wouldn't.
connections?
He would
would
not.
he even have made the relationship or even whatever? I won't even call them relations, but association. Would minus his dad, how would he even have the links?
Who
the
you think
access
set it
to
up?
that?
Who you think setting
That's
it up?
right.
Who you think setting it up
Oh
for them
my
to make them have them
gosh.
connections?
This is crazy.
That Hunter Biden is blowing on drugs and on prostitutes, as this investigator also revealed. I think those are questions that Joe Biden's asking, and I think there's a lot of conversation about it. These whistleblowers deserve to be heard, and their supervisor need to give answers.
Senator Cotton, I get that you're not in Joe Biden's head, and I'm not asking you to go there. That seems like a pretty empty place at times. But asking you to go there, nevertheless. Was his calculus this? I'm leaving office. President Biden, he's endorsed Hillary Clinton. I'm done. I'm not running for president again. Not seeing down the road he would do just that. I can get away with this, and no one will ever look in. Do things like this happen in Washington? People just get away
Did he say he not running?
Well, I guess that's maybe ideology.
Oh, I see.
with it unless they run for the highest office in the land?
Well, Kaylee, I can't get inside Joe Biden's head. What you lay down is possible. I would note, though, that many parents have had to deal with troubled children who end up committing crimes or fall prey to addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Every parent would have sympathy for Joe Biden if that were all that was at issue.
Right.
But this has never been about Hunter Biden or his trouble. This is about the corruption that Hunter Biden and, frankly, other Biden family members have committed by trading on Joe Biden's name and his office.
Exactly.
And it's not just when he was vice president. It goes back decades when he was in the Senate.
And think about it. He's talking about, could you imagine Hunter Biden sitting with someone saying, man, if you don't give me that money, man, you know what's going to happen to you. You're making him a threat. Man, I can call this over here and get you wiped out. That's what's going on.
And just
And
to
fear
think,
out of his daddy's name.
I could see where at first it could have been like maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
now it's like the more and more as the story unraveled, it's like, how do you not know this?
Yeah, how do you
How
not?
do you not know he's over here to
He's
connecting with these
100%
high-ranking
sure
political
aware.
officials?
He's probably heard some of the conversation. He's probably been he can't be there, but I'm pretty sure he's had his team around Hunter Biden when he's doing this stuff. So President Joe Biden knows exactly what Hunter is doing. And when they're on these trips and they're flying around, they probably talking about things, well, you might need to do this instead. So you can't, so the media get off you. I'm sure. Just know it.
So I'm pretty confident that when he was leaving the vice presidency in 2016, that he thought it was finally time that he could get some of that money as well. That's why you see emails out there talking about holding 10% for Joe Biden. But this has never been about Hunter Biden and Hunter Biden troubles. It's always been about what Hunter Biden and other members of the Biden family have done to trade on Joe Biden's name, office, and influence.
See, that's
and Hunter Biden, he's front and center. I think Joe Biden's made the calculation this just isn't going to stick to him. Hunter Biden's leading Joe Biden around Ireland. He's at the state dinner right now.
Right.
Has Joe Biden just made the calculation? I'm just going to keep Hunter front and center. American people won't care.
Well, I guess you could say that Joe Biden's gotten away with it now for 50 years. Look what happened earlier this week. Hunter Biden got a slap on the wrist. They let the most serious crimes lapse under the statute of limitations. They didn't even charge any crimes related to corruption or.
And y'all notice, I talked about this on the live, that when the slap of the wrist happened, it happened right after they had finished up and said, oh, all the people on the Titanic trip, they gone and dead. Even though we held this story for like a day or two before we're going to mention, we've been knew that those people might have been dead if those people were truly on there, because they're saying they disappeared immediately, so no trace of bodies. I'm gonna say, I got you.
I
but
feel like they
but I'm gonna say they released that, let him slide right after they took all the eyes off the. When they had the eyes on the media of the Titanic, nobody was paying attention to this, and then boom, out the blue, slap on the wrist. You're not getting charged for certain things. Like, what? For real?
Bribery or foreign influence pet. So Joe Biden probably thinks that he's gotten away with it this far, and with the complicit media, maybe he thinks he can continue to get away with it.
Well, good luck. 56% of the American people say we think Hunter was involved in these business dealings.
Of course.
Best of luck. Senator Cotton, thank you.
Of course he was involved in it. And Daddy Biden is privy to everything that he was doing. Yeah. Outside of maybe, and I don't know his thinking. How was his thinking on? I think he's not appreciative of his son being a druggie, and it brings problem and heat to them. But he's funding and aiding him with his lifestyle because their household is broken. For him to be out there like that, man, they had a broken household, and it's a lot of stuff you don't see.
Of course, but I was being empathetic, like he said, and he did make a good point. Many parents that don't make the best, and we as adults, we all have made choices in our lives that we weren't happy. Some addictions, there's a little of other things that happen, parents, kids. So you want to be empathetic, and you try to get them the help that they need, to help alleviate whatever the issue is. You want to help him. So at first I was like, oh man, he had some problems. He had issues like so many other people in the world, But when things then it started to unfolding about the criminality of not just the addiction. No, you were doing some shady stuff
The whole time.
And your daddy was down with it.
He's with it. He was hoping
that's the
Pop thought
he
was gonna get that big payout and it was over and done with. And then years later, you the president, and now this stuff is coming back up.
And
it's no telling how many other deals he was doing on the back end even after 2016.
And Joe should have said, you know what, man, my son if he wasn't in it, you would have thought he would have said, man, my son made some he made some horrible mistakes or whatever. He's things that were really wrong, and I'm just really, I'm sorry. Talk to the American people and let us know what's going on. Don't try to cover this up and make like ain't nothing happened and you still lying and smiling.
Actually, from a human standpoint, he probably came out better, because if he would have came out and said, this is my son, this is the problems he had, this is, we've been praying for him, blah, 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 he probably got sponsorship. It would have probably been
sponsorships. Ain't nobody think about sponsorships when you a crook.
Listen, he probably got more money than when he was still on the back end for these organizations looking for somebody to say,
be the front man.
Be the front man for this kind of company now for drugs and all this other stuff.
Awareness, to raise awareness.
I think he was just a runt. Imagine Wolf of Wall Street on druggy Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wall. Man, these clear liners got me talking.
The Wolf of Wall Street. Okay, I get you.
Imagine that being a bratty, aggressive, rich, spoiled kid that is broken, and his father is the most powerful man on earth.
Well, why he's been able to do what he's been able to do, because there were no consequences.
None.
Dad didn't consequent him. Mama didn't consequent him.
We love you,
family
Hunter.
members weren't able to consequent him. So therefore, because, and it's obvious,
Mm-hmm.
if he was consequented and then reprimanded and disciplined in some form or shape or fashion, the president wouldn't be smiling and lying, because
Smiling, like that's a good.
smiling and lying.
That's a good
Just
explanation.
smiling away, knowing you telling a bold-faced lie, no conscience.
My
no conscience.
son Hunter is innocent. Y'all
So
leave him alone.
if-
Innocent of what?
If he's not gonna fess up to his wrongdoing, his son didn't have to fess up to his wrongdoing. He just let him get away with it. Oh, that's just how he is, or oh no, it's
That's how
okay.
that-
He'll
that's
do
how that
better
family
next time.
rolls.
He'll do better next time, or overlooks it because no, you can't say anything.
Can't say nothing to me.
I'm rich. I'm whatever role of office he had at that time. He just kept allowing him to get away with it, and that's why he is moving the way he moved, because he's been getting away with it.
That's the family business. That's how the Bidens do. All right, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't take a nosedive, but comment down in the section below if you want some. These
You're gonna
Carolina-
get used to him. You just gotta.
I gotta
you
get
just
used to
gotta
these
practice.
things. I
That's
know.
all. You only had him for a couple of days, so
So I got peanut butter on the roof of my mouth.
that's funny.
We'll
Oh man,
we'll see you on the next one, man.
love you guys.
The giveaway still going, man. When the
That's
slots
right.
are filling.
Sign up. You don't have long. Bad boy off.
And when I
soon,
cut it off,
guys.
it's off. All right. Bye-bye.